Well, here's the deal on this one. All right. So
Hello. How are ya? Welcome to Beema's Crafty Corner. I am Beema, better known as Els, and today, on this craft with me, we're going to be working to put together the free class from this month, which was this one right here. So, all right, let's take a look. So this month's free class was making a sort of a small album journal, much like the album journals that we've been working.
Sure, but do you still want a level 3 even though we're not
in our morning lives? This is the same idea. You've got your spine, and you've got your fins, and then there's journaling inside the fins.
All right,
and we've got a little flip. And yesterday we built the base. Today, and we put together, what is this? It's a signature. And then, so today what we're going to do is we're going to be doing some decorating, and we're going to get our signatures put in.
All right.
And the one that I'm making is slightly smaller than this one.
Well,
it's one of the two sizes that I put in
but otherwise, we're not going to have any
the cut lot guides for the class.
Level 3 for you.
And so we're going to be using some supplies today. We're going to be using some paper.
We get the same marching orders too, man. I get it.
I haven't printed anything yet, so we'll see. We're going to be using some ribbon. We're going to be using something to sew our signature in, and maybe some additional cardstock to make some pockets and things.
Thank you, kind sir.
Carla!
Thank you. Bye-bye.
So let's take a look. I'm going to take a look at some digitals and see if I have one that I can do really quick that, we'll use for this. So let me take a look. All right, well. Do. I'm going to print. Yeah, I forgot to print it. I know. Bad me. But it'll just take a moment and we'll get it all printed. Print. So while that's printing, let's get out what we have and we'll kind of go over what we've done. Hello, Miss Patty Ann. Okay. Now, I did just print this on regular printer paper, so not the regular quality that I would print it on, but it's printed nonetheless. So the colors aren't great, but it's a pack called Blue Fairy, and it's kind of Art Deco-ish. So we'll see. I do not know who the designer is, but it doesn't say on here anywhere who the designer is, which is weird because usually I have something, you know. But I got nothing. I got nothing. Two, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. Okay. I think we're going to have enough paper. Are you done? Okay. I am going to attempt to do these last 2 pages on cardstock because they're the pockets, you know. And we want those to be, you know, they're some pockets, and this doesn't have a lot of pockets, to be honest. This set. Mostly just a lot of pages. So we'll be making some pockets. We're going to go ahead and close that. Minimize this. Yeah, the pockets that are in here are really small too. Really small. So we'll have to make some. Here we go. All right. So yesterday we put this together, and it is the base for this one, which can be cut out of 8.5 by 11. Okay. Because it's the first piece is 11 by 7, and the second piece is 10.5 by 7, and the third piece is 10 by 7. So obviously 7 inches high on this one. This is the smaller of the two that the measurements were provided for. This is the larger of the two, and you can see that they're a little different as far as size, but the otherwise dimensions are the same. So we have all of these. Now we are going to be cutting mats for this. We have to cut a mat for this. We have to cut mats for this, and all of these flips. So let's measure them. So our pieces here are 7 inches, so 6 3/4. I'm going to write this down because I will forget. Yeah, each page is just 1/2 inch shorter. So 6 3/4, 6 3/4 by, and this is 4 3/4, so 4.5. And you're going to need 12 pages that size, because each one of these fins takes 2 pages. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, and 12. Okay, so we have the basic build. This is the easy part. Literally start with the first one. Just cut all 3 pieces to 7 inches. Then leave the first one at 11, cut a 1/2 inch, and then on the next one, cut 1 inch, and you can put it together. The scoring for this, as it says in the actual class, is 4 3/4, 6 1/4. Then this next one is 4 3/4 and 5 3/4, and then the one after that is 4 3/4 and 5 1/4. And that gives you your 3 pieces, and then you just, kind of eyeball the center and put them together. And it should be nice and flush on the outside. Hey, hen. Yes, ma'am, there is. It's a 3-part series. It was this week. This is the free video class. It started, I think, Monday, Tuesday. Yeah, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Monday is the cut down. But, I'll go ahead and do it again right now just so everybody can see it. So let me grab 3 pieces of cardstock. So that we can get to where we're at. Okay? So all of our pieces are going to be 7 inches tall. So we could just cut them all at 7 inches. Okay, that's the height that I've chosen to do, which is the first one. And the reason I chose to do the first one is because the taller one, it's actually 11.5, so you have to use 12 by 12 for that one. We didn't want to do that. So then the first one, we're going to leave this one at 11, put it to the side. The next one is going to be at 10.5. So we're taking 1/2 inch off of that end. And then the next one is at 10. Okay. So that's all 3 pieces. And yes, you should have 1/2 inch between each one. And then on the biggest one, so we always go from biggest to smallest, we're going to be scoring this one at 4 3/4. And then again at 6 1/4. The next one is at 4 3/4 by 5 3/4. And then the last one is 4 3/4 by 5 1/4. And that is your 3 pieces. And then we just fold on our score lines. Hills and valleys, valleys into hills. Get it straight. There's a bone folder around here someplace. There it is. That one. This one. This one. This one. This is regular 65-pound cardstock. I say either use like file folder or 110 if you have it. I did it out of poster board. So if you didn't watch the free class, you can also catch this on last night's live. And then just round your corners. If you want to, you can leave them straight. It's entirely up to you. I like round corners. This would actually be cute if you have a fancy corner rounder, you know, to do a fancy corner. Do it fancy, you know. All right, so now that you have them, you start with the big one. You put the next one in. You could use tape on this if you want to, but then you got to, you know, you got to sew through tape. And I hate sewing through tape because I don't think it works very well. But you just take this one and you find the center of this, you know, center-ish. You just want it straight, really. That looks pretty good. Put that down. And then just do the same thing with this one and you have your base. Okay? So this is the easy peasy part. I probably could have done this all in one video, but the reason that I did it the way I did it was because I was doing it as a beginner's project, you know. And beginners aren't, you know, they don't always know what they're doing. Okay, that's a little far to one side, but it's not going to make any effect, really. Bloop. I forgot to round that one corner. One corner. And there she is. Okay? So that's the base, and that's where we're at. Now you don't have to go back and watch anything. You can just watch this. All right. So then you want to cut your signature. I recommend about 5 to 7 pages for the signature in here. If you're going to do heavy decorating, go with 5. If you're just going to do some light decorating, you could probably get 7 in there without a problem. But this is my signature. Let me get rid of that because that's not what we're working on. We're working on this one. Okay, there it is. You can round the corners on the pages too if you want. I think I'm going to. Also, remember, if there's dyed paper in a specific color that you want, let me know. And I will see if there is any, because I have gotten into the filing cabinets finally. And I was able to pull some stuff. And, you know, we'll see what's there. And then you can tell me what it's worth. I don't know. You know. So, to stitch this in. Now, it's not very heavy, so you could use a 3. I'm just not a fan of the 3-hole. I'm more, you know, you guys know this. I'm more of a 5-hole kind of gal. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut a piece that's that wide, which I think is a 1/2 inch. Yes, it is. So I'm just going to cut a strip that's a 1/2 inch and as long as the book. I always try to go that way. I don't know why. I know that this is a 1/2 inch right here. Oh, because I did it crooked. Let's try that again. Are you a 1/2 inch? I think this is. Yes, it is. Okay. Oh, it's perfect. Okay. Dee-dee-dee. I'm going to mute the mic here for a second. Sorry about that. All right. He's going to call back in a minute, so just so we know. All right, so I'm going to go down pretty much down the center of this. I don't care who you are. You cannot get these things to the center. It's close enough, you know. That's kind of what we're going for here. Because we just want to put some lines. So what I do is I fold it in half. I fold down about 3/4 of an inch to an inch at the top. It's about an inch. Yeah. One in the middle. And then I fold that to the middle. The fold to the middle. That gives me my 5 points. Okay. So if I'm looking at this, I now have a spot here, one here, and one here. That's where I'm going to put my holes. Excuse me. And I'm going to get my mat to do so. I'm going to go from the outside in because I don't want the eruptions to be on the outside. But I have to put this piece on first. And this piece is 6 3/4 by 1 1/4. So let's figure out, what am I going to put there? I'm going to use this one. So I'm going to cut this down. And kind of there. And then let's see where that puts us. Nope, right through the butterfly. We don't want to be through the butterfly. We can avoid it. So let's come over here. Take that part off, and we'll take a little more off this side. Let's see. I think that's the best we're going to get. Take a little bit of the wing off. I can live with that. All right, and then this needs to be 6 3/4. So we'll take the bottom off first, and turn it around, get to 6 3/4. Right about there. Take off that top. I'm going to see how that fits. Perfect. And I do want to round the corners on this because I'm rounding the corners on everything. And then I'm going to ink. What am I going to ink this with? Ink suggestions, please. And thank you. I know, right? I don't know if I want to ink it like in a blue or no, because that'll look. I think we're just going to do it in vintage, just regular. Let's just do it. We'll do it in our vintage walnut photo. We'll just do it lightly. I think this part is how it ended up being a 3-part. I was like, okay, yeah, that's a lot of inking. Because if you want to ink the whole book, it's going to be a lot of inking. All right. So this is going to be the top. So now that's on there. Close that up. Bring this over. Put this on here. We want this puppy in the middle. Which is slightly off. That's okay. I'm going to do it from the inside, guys. I can't. I just can't. I can't look at it and go, oh, no. All right, so it's going to have eruptions. Sorry, I hate them. But, you know, these things have to happen. Where's my hole punchy pooey thing? Here it is. Okay, ready? Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. All right, so those are my holes. I'm gonna need that. Right now, I have to figure out which one was the top. This one. I have to remember that when I do this part. Yeah, if you want perfect, go buy a book. If you want passion and love and care, and then you get one of my books. We did finish this morning. Christine and I, we were the only ones there. We finished the Dark Macabre this morning. All right. So now I'm going to put this to the side because we're going to cut. Get this put in here real quick. We're going to cut all of the cover piece, you know, all of the pieces for the, you know, for the fins. And I have all of these to choose from, and I need 12. I definitely think I want these 2. So that's 2. We'll take these 2. That's 4. Yeah, she's the front. 6. I like that one. 8. 10. And those will be 12. Yeah? I don't know. Kind of like her. I don't know. Yeah, I've had those days too. Well, I have to go see the doctor. And my doctor retired. So, so I don't have a doctor to go see right now, and I need to see the doctor. So, yeah. I have to find a new doctor. All right, so this has to be 4.5 inches wide. So right there. So we're going to take some off of this side. And then we'll take some off of this side to get it to 4.5. There we go. And then it needs to be 6 3/4. Boop. So I'm going to take a little there and then turn it around and do my 6 3/4. Yeah, my doctor decided to retire. Brain aneurysm. Oh, cool, cool. So you feel me. All right, so I'm going to cut 12 pieces like that. So, a lot of cutting. You would think the guy wouldn't retire, though, because, you know, he just paid for 2 weddings.
And he enjoyed his job.
Yeah, the joys of getting older. Aren't we all so lucky? Jesus. It's like, really? Could you people just find something better to do than poke me? What gets me is they poke you for the dumbest damn reasons. Like, okay, so I know what's wrong with me right now. It's like, if you're female, you know what I mean? Like, I'm fully aware. I've never had one before, but I know what it is. Because my kids have had them. My daughters had them. I think I had one when I was pregnant. I have a UTI. I know I do. But in order for me to actually, get somebody to, I have to have a doctor first to prescribe medication. And then I have to go get the medication. It's not like you can call your doctor and tell them, oh, I do. They want to know for sure. But I don't have a doctor any damn way. So, it's not like I can just call them up and go, hey, dude. Now, here's the funny part, though. Mike gets, he gets like pneumonia and bronchitis every year. And he can just call the doctor and go, I need a Z-Pack, and they will give that to him. But I cannot get medication for this unless I go in. So I have to go in. Okay, fine. I have to go in and see the doctor. I'm okay with that because, you have to see the doctor. But here's the problem. If you don't have a doctor, you have to find somebody who is going to treat it. I tried to go through urgent care. Urgent care doesn't do that. So I was like, okay. Well, damn, and all it is I'm going to have to go in, see the doctor. They're going to send me to go get a test. They can't just do the test themselves. No. And it's just it's literally just a stick in, a dip. And they go, yeah, there's bacteria there. Okay. So I've got to go and find a doctor. And since I don't have one right now, because my doctor, even though I'm going to go to the same medical group per se, which I may not do, because to be honest with you, they've been nothing but a pain in my ass. But they are right down the street. And so, Hubbard and I like that convenience. But because I haven't seen this practitioner, he's going to say that I'm a new patient, even though I've been going to the same clinic for like 8 years. And they're going to want me to do all of the initial stuff all over again, even though he's got full access to my medical records. They put me on vitamin D. You take it once a week. Plus, shots. Don't see it happen. Exactly. Oh, and everybody is vitamin D deficient. That's the new thing. That is like the new issue du jour. And they started it. It's because of 2020. they started all of a sudden saying everybody was D deficient because we all stayed in our house for a year. Well, some of us didn't. Some of us went out and sat in our yards in the sun. But, you know, yeah, so I don't know. Maybe they had an oversupply of vitamin D tablets, but yeah, everybody's been getting those where you take one a week or something like that. Everybody's been getting it. My daughter took the kids in for their physicals before school, and they tried to say that my grandkids were all vitamin D deficient. And my daughter's like, they live out. Hold on. What is this? Why would you send me that? Go away. You know I'm live, you turd. It's my husband. He's being a turd. Yeah, there's no way in hell my grandkids are vitamin D deficient. First off, they suck down milk by the gallon in every sitting. That's one. Two, they all live outside. Yeah, don't take it at night, take it in the morning. But the truth is, here's the truth. It doesn't matter if you take it day or night, your body's not going to absorb it. Because that's not how your body absorbs vitamin D. It's one of those vitamins that's very hard to absorb into your system. You have to get it from natural sources, which means go outside and spend 15 minutes out there a day. I'm going to keep the part that says postcard. And then, yeah, take a little bit more of the floral off the bottom. I'm not a flowery kind of gal. See, I don't drink milk either because I'm actually allergic to it. But I'm outside most of the day. And trust me, with the sun in Vegas, you're getting all the vitamin D you need, baby. All the vitamin D you need. It's vitamin D all day, every day. There is absolutely no lack of sunshine here. Okay, we're going to take just a little bit of this. I want this more center. So do that. And that. Okay. Yes, ma'am. There's actually measurements. I think I've given the measurements. Yeah, it's for the bigger book. For this one, and I'll go back in there and put them in. It is these cover pieces are 6 3/4 by 4.5. I will go in and put these in because I don't think that I put in. I don't think I put them in the video for the smaller one. But I will. Okay. Okay. That's all 12 of those. And one hell of a mess on my desk. Get rid of all this. Otherwise, I'll knock it all on the floor. Yeah, I don't, like, very, very rarely will I even have any dairy. And when I do, I stick to hard cheeses. So, like Italian cheeses, the mozzarella, pomprone, mascarpone. I take those cheeses. the white cheeses, which are actually more cheese than, any of those orange things. Just don't like orange things. What can I say? All right. So now I didn't round corners. And the reason I haven't rounded the corners on these is because I don't know I don't want this side rounded, but this side will be rounded. So I'm going to find the one that I wanted to put on the front, which is this one. So I'm going to round the corners on this. And then I'll ink. Oh, this is going to be a pain in the butt. I'm going to have to decide which ones I'm putting where because I'm going to have to do them all together. All right. Now. Yeah, so your body does not absorb vitamin D that way. So I think that's why they're giving everybody these mega doses of vitamin D. Because I think they're trying to get your body to absorb some of it, and they know that it doesn't absorb it that way. But, there are vegetables that you can eat that are high in vitamin D as well. And also vegetables that will promote the natural absorption of vitamin D. Now you can tape these on if you want. It's entirely up to you. I say that a lot, don't I? Okay. So let's see. Then I'm going to do this one and that one. Put them together. 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 This one. This one together. This one. Why did I do that? I'll show you. Because I'm now going to take them out just like that. And now I can punch the corners easier. Because my dumb butt printed this on copy paper. Yeah. I don't use copy paper for crap. But Hubbard was printing stuff, receipts and stuff off. And so.
Come on. Go on. Go on outside. Well, now you're coming in. All right.
So I didn't change the paper out in the printer. And so I got copy paper. That way, okay. And now I have little blue shards all over.
So, honey.
Yes.
So tonight on Mikey's Grill is chicken. I got pictures.
We when Hubbard went to Kansas, one of the things we wanted to do is we wanted to get the boy a grill. All right, so this should be my first. Yep, that's the one. All right, so ink. Yes, kale is a good source of calcium if you're a beaver and you can actually chew it.
Rabbit.
Jeez Louise. I hate kale. Hate it. So Hubbard got there and he found a grill. He went to Ollie's and he found a grill at Ollie's that was like a lot of money. But it was gas and charcoal. And I went, don't you dare. That's not what he wants. We know what he wants. He wants the one that we have here. I've had 2 of them in the last 25 years, give or take. It's just a charcoal grill, but it's a fantastic charcoal grill. And
it's a basic, pretty standard
charcoal grill. So I was on the phone with Hubbard, and they said they were going to go look. And I said to the boy, I said, what's better, gas or charcoal? He goes, charcoal. I was like, okay, now you know what you're buying. Just go find him the same grill. Go look at Walmart. That's where we got ours from.
That was the last place we went to.
And it was the last place they went, and there it was. He was actually in the parking lot, and some guy walked out carrying one. He was like, son of a...
Hope there's still more.
So now my son has his charcoal grill, and he's very happy.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, as a chef, I can tell you, kale sucks. Kale is like, it should not be eaten. It's a decoration, really. It's a base for other things. And anybody who says that they love kale,
Decoration.
liar. Watch their face when they eat it. You'll tell them. Just look at them and go, liar. I can't believe that I used 20-pound paper to print this. This is so ridiculous. Please don't do that. Print it on some decent paper, at least like 28 pound, you know? I just didn't think of what was in the printer when I decided to print this. No, I think kale is like liver. You know, some people like it and some people don't. But then again, I have to say this. There's got to be something about garlic and butter, because liver's yucky too unless you saute it in garlic and butter. I think it's the garlic and butter. I don't think it's the food. I think it's just the garlic and butter.
Ozzy, knock it off and go lay down.
Yeah, but anybody who says they like raw kale, caca. See, she doesn't eat liver. I like liver. Sauteed in butter and garlic. Okay, I like butter and garlic. What can I say? That's really the thing. I like the butter and garlic. Unless it's cheese, right? Oh. God, my mom used to do that. She used to take shredded cheese and put it in a frying pan. And she would let it melt and then brown it and make it crispy. And she'd flip it over and then she'd do the other side. My kids, my grandkids, and Shaylee was only 5.
Go.
So dude was like 4 and Buggy was like 2.5. My grandkids remember that. They're like, oh, when Goop used to make the fried cheese. That is that core memory that sticks with you. They used to do the fried cheese. She would make it for them all the time. And I would be sitting there going, oh my God. Because I don't like cheese that much. You know, let's not fry it. Yeah. Well, it's like there used to be this little cafe down off of Fremont Street here in Vegas. It was in one of the hotels, one of the casinos down there on Fremont Street. And they had this cook in there. It was an African-American guy from down south. And my mom would go in and ask if he was there. I think his name was Leonard. My mom would ask if he was cooking that day. And they'd go, oh, yeah, he's here. And she'd go, okay. And the restaurant would be full on days that he was there. Because he used to make her liver and onions. And he would saute it with garlic and onions in butter. And that was the only way she would eat it. And only if he cooked it. We'd go down there sometimes and like the restaurant would have like not as many people in it. My mom would be like, is Leonard here? And they'd be like, no, not today. She'd be like, okay, that's it. Well, they got rid of Leonard. He retired, I think. And my mom went in and she was like, is Leonard here? And they're like, oh, Leonard doesn't work here anymore. We never went back there. Because they didn't have it in. And he would do collard greens with bacon. And southern beans. Oh, she would go down there and just eat for days. And then we didn't go anymore because Leonard didn't work there anymore. And I was like, you know how to make liver? Why don't you do it? She's like, I'm too lazy. All right, we're coming to the end here. Good Lord. Why did I have to invent this thing with so many freaking fins? I don't know. I have to say, though, this one's kind of okay because it sort of lends itself to having little writing spaces in it, which is cool. But I will never make the mistake of printing on 20 pound again. This stuff is hard to work with. I think it's a generational thing. Me, the only time I cook liver anymore is when I'm making it for the dogs. I put that one on Totally Crooked. We're not talking about it. Because I make chicken livers for the dogs. And they lose their minds. Liver, 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 liver. Mommy, make it liver. Like the first time Ozzy had it, he was like looking at her like she was crazy. And she's dancing all over the floor and rolling around. And he's like, what is going on? Are you okay? He's looking at her like she's got epilepsy or something. And then he got his plate of livers, and he was like, oh, I get it. Because I think, see, people either overcook liver, which makes it dry and chalky, because that's the big complaint I hear. I don't like liver. It's all dry and icky and gross like chalk. So people either overcook it or they over season it. You know? And I love liver pate. I love liverwurst, Braunschweiger. I love those. Which again are just forms of liver. But I love them. So does the dog. One more. I'll leave one more. One more to go. And then I never have to ink anything again. No, I'm kidding. I wish. Last one. Okay. You know what I forgot? I forgot to put the trim on here, the lace, the ribbon. Yeah. You should have put that on before you put these on. Oh, well. There's a way around it. Yep, there's a workaround. So if you're like me and you're dumb and you didn't put on the ribbon before you did your paper covering, I'll show you how to do it. How to get that on there. All right, so that's all of them. All 12. All right, so the next thing is going to be to put our signature in. Put that to the side. That's our top. And our signature. That looks fairly reasonable. Grab my mat down. And my pokey thing. 1, 2, 3, 4. Ooh, good job. Now, again, like I said yesterday, you don't have to use wax thread for this. You could use baker's cord, baker's twine. I'm going to use white, I think. Could use gold, but, apricot, but I'm not going to. I'm going to use the white. Anybody see what I did with my scissors? Okay, here we go. That in there. That in there. Wait, I need a needle. Oh, wow, that's one of the big ones. We don't need one of those. Let's get a smaller one. My needle from hell. Y'all have seen me stitching a signature enough that we don't need the big one, right? Right, okay. That out of the way. Let's get this out of the way. Okay. Whoo, my blind butt did it. Okay. There we go. Let's bring this back. You know, we just had the Ren Fair, and they make meat pies down there, and they're so good. And my kids love them. Now look at this, because I'm doing a single signature here. Easy peasy, right? If I was trying to do this with like multiple signatures, I couldn't get it through there if I tried. Right? Stitching it in. Yeah, my grandkids, they love the meat pies down at the Ren and the turkey legs. Okay. So that's stitched in. So now we have all of our fins decorated. We have our journal in the center. And now we can, you know, add some pockets and things. We got plenty of those pieces over here. So let's move this out of the way. We'll cut these out. See how tiny these pockets are? They're for these. I don't know why they did them so damn tiny, but they got little lines right there, so I can't use them for bigger pockets. So we're going to use these for pockets, I think, or these. This one we can do. And that, this. All right, here we go. Ready? Don't scissor shame me. Bam! Okay. There's this little pocket I think we can use. We're definitely going to use this. Let's see. So we can make a tuck out of that. And take some of this off the top so we can get that in there. Because we can make a little tuck spot out of that. You know? And let's see. We also have all of these tags, which again, I screwed up and printed on 20 pound. So we're going to have to put them on some cardstock. This one will do as well. Get that off of there. I don't care about the wings. And then I think we'll do these two. Maybe just this one. I don't need 900 tags. And this one. Put these to the side. Maybe we'll use them, maybe we won't. We do have these, which are giant journaling cards. I don't really like that one. We'll trim these out. Yeah, we'll do both of those. I don't think we'll do that one, but we might use it as a pocket, so let's cut it out. Not real fond of that. We have these, and these I think are supposed to be like file folder kind of things. So let's take the two top ones. And these are already on card. One of the few things I managed to actually print on cardstock, because after I started looking at the papers, I was like, oh crap, put some cardstock in there. What's today? Today's Friday. So tomorrow, we're going to be doing mixed media tomorrow night. And
Thank you for calling Cox Business Support. My name is Mike. How may I assist you?
so those things all have to be Xyron. So I'm just evening these up.
And do you have a ticket number?
And around these top corners, just slightly. And that one needs to be trimmed a little bit, I think. And we'll do it again.
All right, you said this is Hampton Inn Suites, Las Vegas at 6575 Southeastern.
And
That's the one? All right. Let's see
this
what we
one.
got there.
then even it out. Don't cut the folded side, dum-dum. We'll round the corners. That's those. All right, and then I'm going to run these through the Xyron. Let me grab it. Ugh. Come here, you big honking thing. That's card. And that's card. Okay. So we run this and these. Just, I think, just ran out of. Yep, just ran out of sticky. glue the rest of that. Let me go grab another thing. I'll be right back. Okay. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. All right. Yeah. That one. This one. That way.
All right, I apologize, sir. I didn't quite catch your name on the way in. I didn't quite catch your name on the way in. If I could get that, please.
This one. Through.
Okay, Richard. Thank you so much.
And this one.
All right, Richard. I think I got the right account here for you, and I'm pulling it up. I don't see where anyone created a ticket. Let me see if they at least noted it here.
Okay.
Come on.
That is the permanent adhesive. Just saves me a whole lot of time gluing. And I'm going to get some cardstock. That's a little thicker than I want. Let's see. What is this? That's what I want. Nope. That's silver. I don't want it. Over here. Oh, there it is. Oh, I found it. So, as most of you know, I spent like a week when Hubbard was gone reorganizing all my craft supplies. I don't know where anything is. Okay. We're going to have to work around this. This is going to be an issue. Let me get this off of here. Because it ran out right there. And I don't want to lose these. So I'm going to pull that off of there. I'm going to get that off. Just like that. Okay. And then the rest of this can come up. And we can put that on there, like that. And then I'll put glue under this side. Good thing I'm going to trim that part off. Okay. The issue with that last one, but I'm not too worried about it. Okay. I'm not worried about that one. Okay, that's one down. Bring the other one over. Get this on. I'm telling you, that Xyron makes my life so much easier. So the ongoing saga of my son getting married. So he was supposed to do it last Sunday. He's not married yet. So he calls me on Friday and asks if I can do the wedding. And I tell him, no, I don't do that anymore. I used to be licensed here in Nevada, in Clark County, to do weddings. But they changed the rules. I used to have a lifetime permit to do it. And then they changed the rules and decided that you now have to pay money, and you have to do it every year, and you have to renew everything. And I don't do that many weddings. At one point, I used to be affiliated with a couple of the wedding chapels. And so I would, at that point, I probably would have considered it. But I'm no longer affiliated with any of the wedding chapels. So why am I going to pay $150 a year to be able to do weddings?
Have you power and all that?
And honest truth be told, when you all come to Vegas, they make y'all pay for parking and stuff. They make us pay for it too.
Okay,
Yeah.
But that would be
locals don't get free parking.
I'm more interested in
so that means when somebody gets married and I have to go down to one of the hotels, out of what I charge, I have to pay for parking. If that isn't crap. So I stopped doing it about, I don't know, a year ago, 2 years ago. So he's like, oh, you don't do it anymore? And I'm like, no, I don't do it anymore. And he's like, damn. And I was like, yeah. So he was like, okay, well, can you maybe do like a one-off? And I was like, I'll see. Well, even to do a one-off,
Richard, I got you calling.
I got to put in paperwork 30 days in advance. They want documentation from the couple that they understand that I'm not licensed by the city, and that all has to be notarized. And I'm like, this is ridiculous. So I was like, no, I can't help you. He goes, okay, well, can you meet me tomorrow down? I told him, I said, you can go to the JP. He's like, all right, can you meet me at the JP tomorrow? I said, yeah, but Tyler, this is not the best time to do this because it was Rent Fair weekend. And his sister with his niece and his nephews are all at the Rent Fair. And his stepdad is out of town for the first time in 20 years. And I was like, you do realize? And he's like, well, but I want to get married this weekend. Shit, I wanted to go to the Rent Fair, but I forgot. I was like, oh my God. I said, well, why don't you wait and do it on Monday? Your stepdad will be home. He'll get home Sunday evening Sunday night, early Monday morning. And, then we can do this. Yeah. So supposed to go down and do it Sunday night. He originally said, yeah, that's when we're doing it. And I said, no, you can't do it until tomorrow. He said, okay. So we waited. He calls me on Monday when we're supposed to go do it and tells me that they're not feeling well, so they're not going to do it. I'm like, boy, I'm going to kill you. I brought you in, I will take you out. It was one of those situations. And then, don't put it on. He reaches out the other day and tells me that they have decided to get married in one of the wedding chapels down on, off the strip. And I'm like, okay, tell me when and where, and we'll show up. He's like, well, that's the thing. I can only have 2 people, and that's going to be the best man and the maid of honor. All right, then why are you calling me? Because he wants me to and his sister to pay for extra people so we can go down to his wedding. And I'm like, you know what? I am not paying for the privilege of watching you get married. I paid for your first wedding, the whole thing. Cake, food, location. I officiated. We paid for the license. And then we paid for the divorce. So, no. Y'all know how about that. That's Lily's mom, her bio mom. And I was like, no. So that was him calling me, trying to get information on his dad, where his dad was born and the county and all that stuff. So he can fill out the licensing. But no, I'm not paying $150 to have 4 more people in the that doesn't cover it. We have a huge family. That does not cover it. To have 4 more people. No. So, needless to say, I didn't know if he'd actually go through with it anyway. But I told him, I said, when you told me he was going to do it Friday, I said, well, hold on, let me see what's going on. Maybe I can work something out with your sister. Thinking at first, we could maybe do like a little reception for him over at his sister's house.
Richard? Do you have an IT guy?
No, they're leaving town on Sunday.
Property?
They're going to Universal Studios, which is why they wanted to get married before they left. It's their honeymoon. And I'm thinking to myself, I've been married
Do
for
you have access to that equipment?
a long time. I can get a honeymoon. Maybe I'll go with them. Like, worst honeymoon ever. My mom showed up. I would do it too because I'm that way.
Right. I completely
All right.
understand that, but that's what I'm asking you is, if we get a technician there tonight, do you have access to the Cox equipment? All right. So
I am doing the kit on this coming Sunday. Penny Ann, let me check where your package is.
all right. Yeah, and that's what I was asking. I mean, if it's in a locked closet somewhere and he shows up and it's just you and you don't have access, he can't do nothing, And do you know where that equipment room is? Can you take a look at that equipment for me? Well, I'm trying to get a better idea as to what's going on with it. I mean, if everything's just powered down and all you got to do is flip the switch and you got phones again, then
Get your details.
we've got you done sooner than having to wait for a tech.
It's in Farmingdale.
Where everything's lit up and you can. I don't have if I can have someone with eyeballs there to just take a look at it.
Says it should be there by tomorrow.
It looks like, and if everything's lit up and that sort of thing is what I'm looking for, making sure everything's got power.
Says you should be there by tomorrow. Let's see. So we can use that, but I don't know. I'm not jazzed with it. All right, so we're going to put this stuff to the side. And we're going to use these scraps to make pockets.
The first thing the technician's going to ask me if the power has been verified on site. So I'm just trying to save a lot of headache and hassle.
So let's do like a 2.
Well, it'll say Cisco for the one thing, and everything that Cox puts in, they got a Cox sticker on it. And I'm looking to make sure that it's got power on it.
Like 2.5. That is slightly off, but I'm not going to picture it. There. And then there's that one. I'm going to get an envelope too because I want to use a little envelope.
There should be other equipment that it's connected to.
Maybe I want to use a little envelope. I don't know. This one. we can probably use that. And we're going to make a thing for this. Let me grab that as well. Here we go. All right, so in the original one,
well, as long as you're able to tell me the lights are on, that's good. That tells me a lot more.
So
than
in
what
the
I had
original
visual,
one,
so,
back here, we did this
all right,
little
and that obviously you got
flip
access
out.
to the equipment. If
So
you're looking at
that's
it,
really
you're able
easy to
see
do.
that lights are lit.
Hey,
This
now,
way I can at least tell the technician, yes, power has been verified on site. And
let me get the other trimmer because I need the longer trimmer.
You know,
So all you need to do is
I
take
got my own
and
checks
cut
I got to
piece
do as
that's
well before the
like
I get yelled at if I
3 and a
don't
half
do it,
inches,
so, you know,
however high you want it to be.
you know, so
Shoop.
right. So all right, and
then
you said that's your cell number. Okay.
I want about a 3 and a half. So I'm going to go ahead and score this at 3 and a half.
All right. Let me see.
Then I'm going to fold it. And I don't need that much for a pocket, so I'm going to go ahead and take some of that off.
You should have had in the first place. That should have been made in the first place. Let's get you a ticket. But I'll let you. I'll tell you what. If you have anyone call in, let your daytime manager know. Get a ticket number. Always makes life a lot easier.
So right there.
There's no ticket on this account.
And then we'll score it a little bit out. So this is my line.
That's why I'm saying.
Score it right about here.
Nothing here. So I'm working from scratch.
Okay. Then I'm going to pop 2 finger things in here. Where's my thingy? There it is. Okay. So I want one here. And then I'm going to want a little one over here. Okay. So this one is 3 and a half. So 3 1/4 by 3. And I'm going to use this part right here. I'm being attacked by my own paper trimmers. All right. Three and a quarter by 3. Ink.
All right, Richard,
Ink.
Here's what I got for you. I need you to write this ticket number down. I'm going to let you go, and I'm going to try to make some phone calls to see what I can do about getting you a tech out tonight. All right? But I'm telling you, man, write it down in your logbooks, however you pass it on. You call Cox, get a ticket number. All right? Saves you a whole lot of headache later on. So this ticket number I got here for you, it's 31321161. You got it, buddy.
Now this back piece
Not
is
a
going to be a
problem,
different
man.
size than
Let
that.
me do some digging on this. I'm going to try to see what I can do with the equipment as it sits. Because right now I can't reach it for whatever reason. It's almost like it's offline, like it's got no power. So let me ask if someone else can maybe reach it, whereas I can't. Let me do some troubleshooting with it, and then I will give you a call back once we go the route of getting it tech to you. All right. Yeah, I will give you a call back. All right, Richard?
Go ahead.
Thank you. We'll talk to you soon, buddy. Bye-bye.
Put it down. And then this one, just 3 3/4, so 3.5 by 3 1/4. Use this part. 3.5 by 3 1/4. Ink. One of these days, I'm going to leave that up. Harry's going to walk across the desk and chop his tail off. Seriously. Okay, we're going to put this one on. And then we need this little strip over here. What do we have that we could use for that? I think we might be able to alter this. Yeah. Let's get this even. There. 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 And there. Okay, we need to take more off. Take it from the bottom. Let's see how good we did. A little more off the top. All right, I'm going to ink this. Then we'll repunch the hole because I didn't think it through. Glue. Kitty paw. All right, so this is going to go this way, so I want it this way. Just like that. I'll retake this off. Re-ink that. And then I'm going to glue this shut on 2 sides. Down here. And across there. Over there. Okay. Ink up there. All right. So now I have that part done. Let me get my book. Now I have to figure out where I want to put it. Let's go in there. So if I'm going to ink my book, I need to do that now because if I put this down and I haven't inked, it's going to be a pain in the butt to try and ink around it. And now I'm committing to inking the whole thing. All right. So now, put that right there. Just like that. I got it wrapped around the paper, before I put the glue on. So a little bit of glue here, a little bit of glue there. That's a little bit much. Fold it over. Hopefully that's right side out. Yeah, okay. All right. So that's kind of, where this goes. And then you go through and just add other bits and pieces and parts to it. And we might work on it again. But for now, that's my basics. I'm probably going to incorporate this envelope probably on one of the pages in here. Have a thing. I don't know, but it's there. I do have some pockets that I've cut. These are going to get incorporated too. And then, of course, I have all of my little tags that I cut out and all of my little bits and pieces. My little folders, my cards. I know there's more tags and stuff. These, and then I have that can get in there as well. And my stack of tags. So we'll work on this again on another day. Probably, I don't know, maybe tomorrow I might come and do this because I have to go make dinner for Robert. He likes to eat.
Eating's good.
Yeah, he likes to eat. Eat good. Okay. I do like these tiny little tags, so I'm going to keep them, but I don't know what I'm doing with them. So we're going to take this part off. Take that part off. Like that. Get rid of all of this. I will fussy cut those out. All right. And I don't want any of this stuff. Well, maybe that. Yeah, maybe that. I might want that one. I don't know. I kind of like it. It's weird. All right. So I'm going to finish decorating this at another time, but I do want to tell you how to put the ribbon on there if you screwed up like I did. So let me get all this out of here real quick. So putting the ribbon on, if you screwed up like I did, is pretty simple. All you have to do is just put it through underneath your stitching. So let me grab some of my ribbon. I think I could use the gold. So yeah, if you screwed up like I screwed up, then just put your ribbon underneath. Okay. And then you can tack that down with a little piece of double-sided tape. And that will allow you to close it. Okay. The other option too is to put it through and then bring it around like this. But you got to keep it flat to do this. Bring it around, put it under that one. Bring it that way. And then take the other one, keep it flat, put it under. Hey man, come here. Just like that. Okay. Sorry, that was probably totally off camera. And then you can tie it. And then you can cut off some of this huge length. All right. So I am going to kind of put this away. Let me grab a look for it because, yeah. We'll put it in a hard case. That'll remind me that I have to finish it. So we're going to put that in there. We're going to add all this stuff in. This paper is, thankfully, it's 2 pages, so I can fold it in half. Put it in here. We'll work on this again. I don't know, maybe tomorrow, maybe the next day, maybe next week. Who knows? And I have to remember to add these measurements to the
how you doing today, kind sir?
Listing.
Oh,
all right,
well,
before I go anywhere,
let
me show you guys what we did.
You know,
so, get this out of the way. So we finished the dark macabre. Christine and I did this morning. And
okay. That's what I wasn't quite sure about.
I couldn't figure out a closure, so I decided to skip the closure. And we just put it in the bag that it would normally ship in. So all of my journals come in one of these bags.
They didn't even create a ticket.
Okay.
Yeah.
They all come in these bags. And they all contain an elastic.
Yeah.
I'll show you.
Well, they don't do the on-calls for HFC till after 7 anyway, so yeah. Fun times. Yeah. All right, buddy. Thanks a lot. I wasn't quite sure.
Now, what these are they're big, like hair bands, but
thank you. Bye.
They work fantastic as closures for these journals. So I always include one right there along the side. So we did add some trim here. This morning, we went ahead and we did this piece of wood. This is from the Dollar Tree. And so I painted it like a dark taupe. And then we added some, like brushed on some antique gold paint. And then we hit it with some black rub and buff. And we put that picture in there. She's perfect. So this is the dark macabre for 2025. We have a large tuck spot over here that you can put stuff in. Of course, we have, our belly bands and all of our little flips. This is actually a journal card on the back held in with a paper clip. And then we have some writing space. This is one of our envelope pockets. A little tuck spot up here. Another tuck spot here. This has a little pocket in the front. This video is coming out. Then, of course, we have our little paperclip pocket, which we've had, that video is it's been around a long time. Little tuck over here. Another tall pocket. This is a die. And then, of course, we have a file folder and tag there. A little tuck here. Some coin envelope pockets. And then we have a die here with some little pieces in it, a little dimension just to give this some pop off the page, and a little tuck in right there. This is the first flip, and you've got a big journaling card here. You get a little tuck spot over here with a card. Bring it over. We decided to get rid of the picture that was there, and so we added this to it. It's not a tuck or anything. There's it's just there. Some writing space. A little tuck over here that we made out of the spiderweb die, and I just stacked up like 2 or 3 of them and glued them together. Another pocket here, again, dimensions so that things come off the page. Another envelope, a little pocket there. This is just a little tuck spot that we added. On the other side, this is a paper clip. There's a video on that coming out. Again, it's got a dimensional crow on it. You can see there, it's got the dimensionals. So it pops up off the page. Same thing with this little kitty, pops up off the page. We have a lot of clusters, another little pocket here. Lots of tucks, lots of writing space. You guys know how I am about writing space. Lots of writing space. And then a double pocket here. So it's got a front pocket and a back pocket. Another one of our little envelopes. And you guys know those open up. And then another coin envelope pocket down here, another pocket with writing space, plenty of writing space behind. one of my paper clips that's made from the little plastic, the cabochons. And this actually has a 3x5 index card, not a 3x5. It's a mini index card behind it. So when you take that down and open it, it opens up. Then we have another tuck over here, another belly band. We have this little pocket right here that holds this guy. And that's part of an envelope that we didn't use. Then over here we have a flip that comes out. That's Marie Laveau. And then this side is Velcroed. You've got another little tag in there. Flip that fin. Lots of writing space. Flip it. Another flip. 2 big journaling cards here. We finished this one this morning. Some more tucks. More pockets and things. And then this is handmade paper. And then another, that's the Tim Holtz stack pocket. Then we have a pocket here and a pocket on the other side. This same idea that we just did in the little journal. This is using an envelope die. So it gives us this really cool kind of finished edge here. And then it's a little envelope. So we can tuck something in the back over here. Another piece of ephemera that we did here that we just turned it into a little tuck. Another paper clip. This one's got a lot of paper clips in it. Another tuck, which is another piece of ephemera with, it's a cluster. I built a cluster. And then I tucked this in there. Love this color. I love the way it blends. And then we have our spider web here. That's a tuck. Another one of those dies pockets. Another big pocket with some nice sized journaling cards. And then over here, we did a little flip. I put some lace in there. I'm not big on lace, but I did it anyway. A little tuck, another tuck here. Turn, another where I did like 2 or 3 layers of that die, that spiderweb die. More bits and pieces, another tuck, another pocket. This again has dimension to it so that it pops up off the page. Another belly band, and then we put this big pocket in the back with this nice big journaling card. And that is how we finished it. So it comes with the band. And I'm just not going to put a closure on it because that's what this is for. You can use that to close it. So we decided we were just going to put it in the bag. So I have it in the bag. And then we'll just tie a bow. Make it pretty, 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 pretty. So that's it. That's our girl. For everybody who was here through the build on that one, thank you so much. I had fun with it. And she's officially done. Holy crap-a-noli. All right, what have we got going on? Oh, over on the Facebook group, you have options for journals. I may or may not take the advice. It all comes down to what I can do. But there's a couple of different ones over there. Yes, because me and Christine made it. Hi, honey. So we have you get your choice to vote on it. We have a steampunk album journal, which is the one like I just showed you that has all the fins in it. We have a 4-book set of fairy tales, slightly dark, not too dark. And then the floofy pink, which you have to be honest is gaining traction right now. So
this is for Hampton Inn Suites, Las Vegas.
Also, if you are playing the murder mystery, I sent out links to Death at a Dive Bar, and you could get that link through my Google Drive. So if you would like to play, let me know and I'll send it to you. I'm giving everybody like a week to kind of go through the case file, and then we'll get together, and I think we're going to do it on Saturdays. And we'll get together and see if we can solve the crime. What else? This month's Project 25 challenge is hot glue and or foil. So Hot glue can be, you could just use just the stick of hot glue. I don't know. You could put it in your gun and use the hot glue that way. You could use it for texture. You could, if you have the dip kind or, the pellet kind, you could use that as well. Foil is anything foily. So aluminum foil, foil paper, foil tape. Duct tape is foil. Maybe you have, like these foil transfer sheets. You could use those too if you have them. Whatever you want to do. That's the deal. And let's see. So tomorrow, mixed media. Then on Sunday, we're going to have our game and we're going to have the quarterly project. I will send out links to that for everybody. If you're part of the part of the Scavengers online group, the
Richard?
Facebook chat.
Hey, Richard,
I'm going to put the link in there. Everybody else that I'm sending it out to that's not part of the group,
well, no, I'm here
which
to
would
help
be
you,
Gypsy,
buddy.
Jennifer, Patty,
I got
and
that ticket
Marcy.
created. I got the ticket for the
I'll
field
send you guys
ticket.
the link
I
either through
called
Facebook
the voicemail
or through an
to
email,
the
depending on how you get
ticket.
your information.
I'm
Okay.
going to check the ticket again in about 15 minutes to verify.
Then
that
Monday
it's
we
got
have the
that
Monday
message
Mixed Media Mini
in
Morsel,
order to get a supervisor
and that
on
is
the line.
5
So either way, you will be having
5
information out this evening, kind
mixed media prompts from our regular playlist, and you
Not a
can
problem, my pleasure, and don't lose that.
use them in any order that you want.
All right.
It's entirely up to you.
All right, and they will be calling you on this number.
And if you
once
want to
they
post that,
engage the ticket, okay?
to the group, that would be fantastic.
All right.
We would
Thank
love
you for
to
your
see it.
patience. You have a fantastic
And-
evening, kind sir.
Oh, I'm going,
Thank
why
you.
do I have this here? I
Bye-bye.
know I just put it away because I built a second one. So if you would like to post it to the group, we would love to see what you come up with out of those 5 prompts. And let's see what else. I think that's it. If you want to go and get a more of a tutorial on today's project, you can go back and watch the video. It came out on Monday, and it's a beginner's project, and I believe it's called a Small Album Journal. Beginner's project, free video class. But it's a Monday. It was Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. So the 13th, 14th, and 15th of the month. And it'll give you all of the measurements for all of this and how to do it. And it walks you through step by step. And it's 3 parts. So it's really easy stuff. It's a beginner's project. Okay. That's it, guys. That's all I have. I will see you all tomorrow for Mixed Media. Until then, if you're new here and you haven't done so already, hit the button, subscribe. I offend everybody, so you want to be here when it happens. Also, if you would like to cyber stalk me or you just want to know what's going on in my digital world, go down to the description box below, click on the more, and you can find links to all my social media. Also, listings. If you're here on the YouTube channel or over on the Facebook group, you can get a list of all of my upcoming stuff, including free classes and lives and mixed media games and all that other kind of stuff, fun stuff. Don't forget, on Sundays, we play the Not So Family Friendly Feud, and we give out prizes. Yeah. So whoever's got the dirtiest mind and thinks like everybody else, they get a prize. Yes. And you can get extra points just for making me giggle. That's it. Until I see you again, stay well, my friends. Bye.